Our final guest is trainer Ken McPeek. Now, Ken McPeek has a couple of horses in this race, Atigun and Unstoppable You. We'll talk to Ken about this a little bit. Unstoppable You, have you made a firm decision on him yet? We'll get to that. But we'll take a look at a little video of Atigun and Unstoppable You before bringing up Ken McPeek.
Atigun has made a huge move to take the lead. He goes on now with a furlong and a half ahead of them. Politically Correct is in second. Slam It to the inside is in third. A Ford is back in fourth, racing down towards the final 16th. Atigun is out in front by a length and a half. Politically Correct tries to come back, but from last to first to winner's circle, Atigun wins the Derby Day opener.
Trainer Ken McPeek came to Belmont Park in, I think, 2002. In a race that War Emblem was trying to become a 12th Triple Crown winner, and Ken had a seemingly hopeless-looking long shot on paper coming off a win named Sarava. And while War Emblem didn't run well, the second-place finisher, Medaglia d'Oro, who was a monster in his own right, did run well, but not as well as Sarava. So when you look at the PPs of Ken's two horses, think back to Sarava. Ken McPeek, ladies and gentlemen. So start and tell us a little bit about what your thoughts are, because you're still on the fence a little bit with Unstoppable You.
Well, this is an extremely talented horse, but he's not that seasoned. And I think it's one of those deals. You get one chance, and so we're really milling it over. We made the wire today, so we've got the option to do it in the morning. If I say right now which way I'm going, I'd probably be saying I'm leaning towards running him. But we've got till tomorrow. We're going to watch him. He is a big, strong, serious kind of horse, but he's never run at this level. And the races he's run, he's done it easily. He's never been outworked and he's never been outrun, but he's never run in a graded race. So at this stage, we'll see.
Well, he's a likely speed horse, so maybe when you look back, you think of Datara, who was the winner of the race that Big Brown was in, and there's some other speeds in here, but perhaps he's a horse that would find himself on the front end, more so than Atigun, who has the opposite running style.
I think he's a 12s horse. He ran 48-3 in a headwind in his last race, and he's the kind of horse that's going to grind his way around there. I don't know necessarily that it's going to be on the lead. We'll see. If he does go, and it's assuming we do put him in tomorrow, then I would love to draw outside of Painter. But, this is a weird race, and Sarava proved it. Datara proved it. So a lot of things can happen. We need some improvement, not only from Atigun, we need, some serious improvement from this other on numbers, on paper.
Sure.
But up to this point, nobody's really looked him in the eye in the morning or the afternoon, so we'll see.
Well, distance can be the great equalizer in horse racing, and being the fastest horse going 1.25 miles doesn't necessarily make you the fastest horse in 1.5 miles. Like Dale, obviously Dale's running a much shorter priced horse in Dullahan than you, but do you have any thoughts about, you obviously want to win, but how do you feel about facing off against a Triple Crown hopeful?
Well, I have no fear. You can't in this game, and like I said, a lot of things happen. It's a great sport because you never know. You really don't ever know. If you've got one that's eating well, he's doing well, you've got a client who wants to play the game, that's what it's all about. I'll probably never be a 25% trainer because I'm probably more of a home run hitter than a singles and a double. But Mr. Anthony's won this race with Temperance Hill at 50-1. I won it at 70-1. We're going to probably be 50-1 and 70-1 this weekend, so we'll see.
Well, Alan Jerkins and Nick Zito have pulled off some amazing upsets in races by running horses a lot of other people wouldn't have run. Let's sort of talk about something else for a second. You have a new venture called HorseRacesNow.com that you've just started. Why don't you tell people about it, get people familiar with it, because it's a very exciting project.
Well, I'm glad you said that. It's one of the crazier things I've ever been involved in. I'll be honest with you, I was sitting at home one night watching a show called Planet of the Apps on MSNBC. And while we were watching the show, or I was watching with a buddy, and I said, well, let's Google horse racing apps. Well, we couldn't find any. Unless baseball apps, football apps, basketball apps, had badminton apps, water polo apps, no horse racing apps. So I made a couple phone calls and checked around and said, well, maybe somebody needs to do this. So we came up with a little idea and put it on paper and presented it to an app developer. And they said, well, we think we can make that for about $45,000. That's my payroll for a week. That's Dale's payroll plus for a week,
that's
right,
Dale's
Dale?
dinner check for a week.
We do that, right? A week, and we got a lot of people. We hand out, feed a lot of mouths. But anyway, so I decided to do it. I said, okay, we're going to hire a developer, and we're going to see if we want to put favorites in there, so you can put your favorite horses, trainers, jockeys, racetracks, And all you got to do is plug them in, and then you get these push notifications, these silly little sounds that come through the phone. Call to post, you get at the gate, you get the result, you get the replay and the video from the racetracks that are kind enough to put it on there. And so
That would include the New York Racing Association.
NYRA's given us replays, but they haven't given us live. But now the 45,000's turned into 300 and change, okay? So, and Sue is involved in it as well, and it's you know what, I made a lot of money in this game, I've done really well. If that's something, even if I'd never make a dime on it, this sport needs to expand itself. We need to get a different way to get into the heads of kids. Jake likes it.
Jake's
And
not a
his
kid.
buddies like it. Okay, I got kids coming up to me, 15 years old, that are high-fiving me going, thank you. I love watching races because I can't open a wagering account. It's against the law for 18 and under to open a wagering account. And so this sport needs to really change its thinking and change the way that we approach how we're getting it to the public. And that was why it happened. That's what it is.
Well, it sounds like a great idea, and I obviously wish you success with that as
I
well.
really
as
want to win the
races.
race.
Yeah, win the race, and then you worry about first races now. Well, we wish you the best of luck, Ken. I appreciate you coming out.
Thank you.